What's up, guys? Too Many Toys back here from I Hate Mud with the 72 FG40 restoration. I'm sure you tuned into the last couple vids where I explained about this this new tub acquisition I got here. I bought it from a guy in California, and this is what I'm going to be tearing this old cracked out quarter. Not that it's rusty, it's just dented to shit. This side's actually beautiful compared to the other side. But I have the other ones in there, and the passenger side is actually in easier shape to come off than the other side. So I'm gonna start on this side first. So this is only tacked in on one of the other videos shows it. So anyway, just give you a little tidbit. The way I like to do spot welds, I use my trusty 3/8 rock weld drill. Got this at a flea market at like I don't know, probably like 8-10 years ago for, I think I paid $10 for it, and it's a beast, man. It's these old machines work great, and put an 1/8" bit in there, and I drill up with pilot holes, and the spot welds from the factory come. You can see them from the inside of the inner quarter, hooked to the upper part of this section here, as well as the bottom of the upper part of the inner fender, and just spot welds. All this is a little tiny weld from the factory, and then you have to find it. Most of them are pretty easily located on these things. You can see them. You actually sometimes can see them on factory trucks that still have the factory paint, as it was, just anywhere the spot welds go, dirt and shit gets in there, and it causes it to basically like swell, and you can see them. They look like little craters, and eventually they will rot, and you'll have to drill them all out and do what I'm doing right now. This is a California tub, so it didn't have the issues. You could see them, but they were very faint. Probably happened from banging these quarters in or whatever, just caused it to show. They were very unnoticeable, so it could have been just the factory, the way it looks anyway. I've seen Defender 90s, they're aluminum bodies, I believe, and they have you can see them clear as day. I'm not sure if they're aluminum or steel. I forget, the older ones were, but the Defender 90s, you can see them like every damn spot weld on the thing, you can see. But so you just locate them on this, and then I use, like I said, my drill, and then I have my spot weld cutter here. This is what I use. I actually like the Blair style better, which is actually like a little cutting hole saw cutter. But this is just as good. But the key to this, no matter what you use, it could be the style I was just talking about, or this style. This is basically just like a drill bit, but they last long, and they do bore a good hole pretty quick. But the key to it is having some sort of cutting oil. So I use this is actually for my drill press. I get it at my local steel place, and I don't know, it costs about $5, but it lasts forever. It actually is like a foaming kind of oil. It does, it lasts forever. You don't need much. So what I do is I actually spray it into a little tiny jar, like a baby jar or whatever the hell this jar is here. And as I'm doing it, as I drill one, I'll just dip it in there to cool the bit down. And this will extend the life. It'll triple the life if you play your cards right. Because I said, them things aren't cheap, and you want to try to save as much as you can. So this is the technique I use. Others may do other things, but I feel it's imperative that if you want to extend the life of any kind of spot weld cutter, drill bit for that matter, you need to do some kind of cutting oil, or you can use WD-40, PD Blast, or anything that's going to cool the bit down and oil it at the same time and make it cut better for the next one. So again, I'm going to go back here and do this. I'm going to start up here, drill them out, and then I'll probably get the plasma cutter out, and I'll cut above it just a little bit, because I want to get my other quarter, which is in there, on there, lined up like I showed you on the last vids, and then tack it in, and that's same for the rocker panel. Hopefully I can get to that tonight. At least get most of this quarter off anyway, one or the other. And then get in there to, because basically I have to do is I have to get I'll grind down the tack welds that I put on that one, to get the quarter and the rocker panel off to use on this, and then I need to prep that what do you call it, cowl, to come off, so that this obviously can mesh. As you can see, I cut it all off and clean it up. I'm going to do a little more cleaning here when I'm getting ready to weld, but basically this is going to have to mate with the this part here is going to have to mate with the part in there, the cowl that I have on that 72 tub, and then 2 rods plied, and we have beautiful world after that. Let's hope, right? Bunnies will be flying and everything. So anyway, go off on a tangent here. I'm going to get started on this, and I'll have another vid showing you what they look like as best I can, cleaned up and ready for to be welded on if I can get to it. Alright, too many toys, I hate mud. Take care.